question for you all. How many of you have ever Facebook stalked someone? Have gone on, find someone you used to work with, someone to school with in some level, and said, I wonder how they're doing now. And gone through a bunch of their posts to see how they're doing. Some of you don't want to admit it, I'm assuming right now. Okay. That's the phrase you use. It might be a fun phrase to use, but you're curious. You're curious about the very inner workings of people around you that you haven't seen in a decade. Yeah. Right, it's out there. It's out for your consumption. Okay. It's out there for your consumption. I'll give you that. Well, then we will know about it. They shouldn't post it. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. So, but most of us who've been on Facebook have done this. And it's interesting because you look through people's and you go, oh, they're having a hard time. Maybe they've had some disease. Maybe they've had who knows what going on in their lives. They've lost somebody. And you go, oh, I'm going to pray for them. I did that with someone in my high school that I'm somehow friends with right now on Facebook. We didn't talk in high school at all. We didn't. But I saw she had some tumor in her brain and stuff, in her ear, and I was like, I'm going to pray for that. That's easy for us to do, right? You see someone who is hurting, someone who is struggling, we go, I want to take care of you, and this is the best I can do. Or you see people whose lives seem just, they're all right, they're pretty cool. Just like, kind of similar to my life. That's nice to see. Kind of boring, but that's pretty nice. Then you see someone who's doing exceptionally well in their lives. How do you react on that one at times? I know for me at times, I unfortunately get a bit jealous at times, right? You see someone and maybe all their kids appear to be complete and utter angels. Like, when people see my page. Or, I have a friend where for all of October, she has a different costume every single day for her kid. Every day is a different one. And of course, I look forward to October because I can go look at all these different costumes. And at the same time going, it is hard enough for us to get our children into costumes for one day. How does she do it every single day? And a whole new idea every day. Or you see someone who has some really awesome job and they've traveled the whole world. I got to go to Canada once for Niagara Falls. I haven't even been to Windsor yet. Man, I have an interesting life. We made me feel jealous at times when we see people who we knew. And especially if that person was a jerk back in high school. You don't want them to do well, do you? You want petty revenge. You want them miserable. Not doing better. And we were a bit messed up at times. Because we saw someone, other person who's famous or anything else, we go, that's pretty cool, good for them. If your sibling were to become the millionaire or a movie star, how would you feel? Is it the same kind of level of, wow, they're really impressive? Or you go, oh, it's just them. It's one of the reasons that pastors typically don't go back to the hometown church. We don't go back to the congregation that helped raise us. Because we can go to the congregation and people will sit there going, I remember you used to be a little kid and you crawled under all the pews. You caused all these issues in church. I remember your rebellious teenage years. I babysat you and I changed your diaper. I know you all too well. They try walking into that community and go, I have authority or anything. It doesn't quite work. Just when all these millionaires and movie stars, they go back home and they see their parents. They think mom and dad are going, oh, golden child, I am so glad you are here. Let me be a maid and servant to you this week. Or is it, oh, good, you're home. You go set the table, do something around here, please. Get off your tookets. Let's go. Familiarity seems to lower our esteem of people a bit. The more we know them, the more we kind of go, it's just you. Which can be, ego deflating, which is good for us, and reminds us of humility. But also at times, it doesn't allow us to see the gifts that people have around us. If we look around and go, oh, that's just my sibling, that's just my cousin, that's some person from high school, that's someone that I see in church every single week, how special might they actually be? It may seem that they're more special than us, quote unquote. We lose some of our own identity. And yet we are reminded that God knit us together in our mother's wombs. That God created us with a purpose. That God created us every little fabric of our being. Every skill that we have. We are an offering to God. We are a gift from God. Which, by the way, the name Sean, a variation of John, means God's gift. You're welcome. As my ego wasn't big enough before learning that fact, back when I was in high school. But it gives us such empowerment and such faith and such amazement. We can look at ourselves and go, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. God made me with a purpose. God gave me talents. God gave me skills. I can't waste them. I go into this world and share all that God has made me to be. That is a glorious thing. But we also have to hear as well, God made everyone else in the same way. God made everyone else in their mother's wombs. God made them to be wonderful and amazing. Whether it be the people in our families, the people in our church family, the people that we like, and the people we just cannot stand. All are made wonderfully. All are made beautifully. And all are given such wonderful purpose to do amazing things. And we can't be so surprised when we live up to that potential. And instead we need to embrace that and lift each other up and continually try to help each other to see that potential and move forward and never sit back and go, I hope you fail so that I look better. Even subconsciously. How many of you ever played a game with someone and said, man, I need something to happen for me to have a chance of winning? They need to just start rolling ones all the time. They need to start doing really poorly and make bad decisions so that I have a chance. Instead of celebrating that our friends and family are doing well. On the flip side of that is a sense of entitlement, right? Because I knew you when, now that you have all this stuff, you should help me out. You know when the very first piece of advice they give to an NFL player is when they get that first big contract and they're really excited to go into the NFL and they're meeting their dreams? They are told in this big seminar they use to teach them how to live their lives, all your high school friends, all your boys from way back when, dump them. Get rid of all of them. What they're going to do is they're going to come to you and say, hey man, we've been friends for all these years. I could really use a new car. Hey, we should go partying tonight. You buy all the alcohol. We'll be out there till 3 o'clock in the morning. It'll be fantastic. And you end up in a lot of trouble and missing out on another contract or missing games of suspensions or anything else because you listen to your buddies. Lose them all, find someone else. All because we get to have a sense of entitlement. Which is also going on in our story today with Jesus. The Messiah has come to town. The golden child of the community, the one who's been going out into the whole world and changing the world, has now come back home. He gets to preach in the synagogue. And he tells the people, guess what? All those things that I've done everywhere else, you don't get to have them. Because in someone's hometown, they're not really seen as all that great. In their hometown, they can't be seen as who they truly are. And so, without that faith, I can't do much of anything here. I'm sorry. Oh, I added the I'm sorry part. And the people, being completely reasonable, completely calm-headed, completely loving and patient and kind, decide they're going to take him over to a cliff and toss him off. That makes perfect sense, right? And it makes sense because we want to expect people to give to us when they have so much. We expect our friends and our family and people we know to be free of giving everything that they have. And honestly, do we need to be more giving of what we have? Absolutely. We need to be more caring and loving for all people, including those in our hometown. But the expectation also can't be, well, you have these skills. Give me everything that you are for free. Let me just suck up everything that you have, everything that you are. God gave us skills, and God gave us talents, and God gave us great abilities. All of us. We need to use those for the benefit of our community, absolutely. What is love if not giving? What is love if it's not about serving one another? But we also can't be selfish. We can't say to someone, give me everything. And yet, the greatest gift possible, the greatest gift Christ could ever give, did come to that community. He didn't walk around healing all the sick and stuff. But he did go to that cross and he died for them. He gave them life eternal. He gave them purpose and the greatest amount of love possible. He gave it all for them. Because Christ is the one who teaches us perfect love. Love that says, I can give of myself to you in all the greatest ways possible. Look around this room. Go ahead, move your heads. It's okay. I know it's hard to do at times, but look around. You're surrounded by gifted people. You're surrounded by wonderful people. You're surrounded by people who can change the world. And when people looked around, they saw you too. Count yourself among those. Never doubt the power God gives you. Never doubt the power that God gives your neighbor. God blesses us all. May we live into that. May we celebrate all that God gives us. May we celebrate all we may do together. May we give thanks to God today and always. Amen.